Hello you post-Paleolithic pricks, Jim Sterling here, and this is Far Cry Primal. Hang on a minute, we're going to shoot this dude in the head. I know we're going to do it, and it's going to be a headshot. I predict that. Here we go. There we go. I was right. Probably get a headshot on this one. We'll probably wait for him to go over to his buddy, and then headshot him. I bet that's what happens. Perfect. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen because this is pre-recorded again because I got the console version, which means I'm not at the computer when I play it. Obviously, that's how it works. So this is I got a montage of pre-recorded vignettes. That's not even the right word, I don't think, but bits. That's less impressive of a word. We got some bits of Far Cry Primal. I've been playing it for a review. The review is up on the jimquisition.com right now for your edification. Here's a doll, not sure how you pronounce their name, just caveman times dog. I mean, if I was in charge of naming things, that's what I'd have called that one, caveman times dog. And that's us being bitten in the arse by a rare caveman times dog. But we're going to jab it with a spear. There are better ways of dealing with them. This is very early footage. The footage I have is taken from sort of early stuff up to the, you know, other stuff, like more recent stuff where I've got a bit more used to it. But there are better ways of dealing with the dogs. Actually, at this point, they mostly just run away from me because I have tamed a beast. You'll see some of that later. You know, my animal friends usually chase them off, so that's fine. So this is, like I say, this is an early bit. This will take us up to, I believe, just some of the really early discoveries of locations. I think my first encampment claim is in this footage. And I've got to say, I've been enjoying the game a lot. Like, I mean, if you read the review, if you have read the review this morning, you'll know I'm a big fan of it. And this is coming from someone who is very tired of Ubisoft's shtick and the fact they make all their games the same, and was famously quite lukewarm on Far Cry 4, you know. I really wasn't that fond of Far Cry 4. It was alright, but I found myself mostly just kind of weary of it towards the end. Whereas this one, I've been unable to put it down. And, you know, some people have been saying, you know, there are other reviews that are saying it's just Far Cry. But I don't know, I feel like I wouldn't have enjoyed it so much if it were that simple. I feel like the whole caveman thing is, like, it really added something. The removal of guns, the focus on, you know, the bow as we're seeing here, you know, a greater emphasis on it, greater emphasis on melee combat and using the animals, you know, commanding animals to fight for you and all that stuff. I just found it much more arresting. I think the story it's my favourite in the Far Cry series by far. I think a lot of really good stuff was done with the world building, you know, giving it attention to detail and all that stuff. So that's where I am with it. There has been one particularly fun little character in the comment section of the review on the Jimquisition site who believes that I'm trying to keep Ubisoft sweet. They reckon I probably signed a Shadow of Mordor style contract with them. And therefore don't want to anchor them. Because, of course, I'm so famous for being on the good side of Ubisoft. They reckon that in exchange for the quote-unquote free game, I had to sign an NDA that promised I'd be favourable to it. And to be honest, I've not bothered arguing it. Because it's so thick and stupid, I feel it would insult me and everyone else if I got into that debate and explained how the world works. So I've just been letting them go for it. I mean, one of the good things about not having an editor-in-chief anymore is when you get comments that are just beyond insipid and stupid, you can just reply to them with, ha ha, fuck off, which is what I've pretty much been doing. Although when I said ha ha, fuck off, the response that came from them was, oh, are you trying to censor me? Because, of course, that word means nothing anymore. Oh, the dog's barking. At nothing. It's a good day today, actually. It's raining today. I'm a big fan of the rain. I like the rain. Just shot a crocodile there. As evolved back then as it is today. Really, one of the world's few truly prehistoric contemporary animals. if and you didn't know. Because crocodiles found what worked for them, and they just stuck with it. Similar to Ubisoft. Crocodiles are the Ubisofts of animals, really. And sharks. Aren't sharks the same way? I don't think they evolved much. Like, they found their thing eons ago and just stuck with it. Which is, you know, it works for sharks and crocodiles. Video games get to last maybe 3 or 4 years doing that. Or at least 3 or 4 sequels, then we cotton on to it. Anyway. Here's where you'll see some very distinctly Far Cry stuff. The takedown stuff is all still part of the game. You know. You just kind of close that distance, rush up and stab, and you can sprint up to them, and so long as, you know, they haven't had enough time to register you, even if they turn around and see you, it's too late, which I love in this, because just the look of shock, oh, well, here we are, the look of shock on their face as you go and stab them up or club them in the mush, I find it incredibly enchanting, as it were. So, yes, this is the first outpost I found in the game. There are outposts and bonfires, basically the same thing. Many differences. One, you've got to kill everyone and light a fire. And the other one, you've got to kill everyone and just that's it. That's my owl. You can make your owl swoop down and claw someone in the lips and teeth and eyes, which is good. It's good. It's good. So yeah, this one is relatively simple. The symbol you're seeing, which I found a bit distracting actually. They could have done with maybe not having that. So they maybe only put it on when you use your hunter vision or something. But that symbol you're seeing is my wolf. I think it's a wolf at this point. Tamed me a wolf. And you see a caveman by the fire doing stupid caveman things. These guys are the Udam. They're the evil cannibal caveman. There are 3 distinct tribes. There's the Winja, which are you guys. You know, they're the quote-unquote heroes. The Udam here. Cannibals with more of a kind of Cro-Magnon look to them. And then you've got the Izila, who are like zealous, religious types who like to burn people. That was pretty good. That was alright. So yeah. Oh, no, that's my cave lion. That's what that is. I got my cave lion here. So you just sort of... If you target a guy and then press a button, you command them to attack. It's good. It's good. Lots of different animals with different uses. You can ride on a bear and a saber-toothed tiger, which is fun. And that's good. That's good. So, what's coming up next? Oh yeah, this bit, there's no gameplay here. I just needed to show you all this cutscene. This cutscene is very important to me. In fact, this video is going to be titled after it. Caveman hits. So you find these different Winja throughout Oros, which is the world, and you reunite them, bring them into the tribe. Pissman! And that character will call you Pissman for the rest of the game. There are many other interactions with him. I just had to show that little bit, because like I said, it was very important to me that you understand the adventures of Pissman. So, and bear in mind, obviously, we're here in one of the boss fights against one of the legendary animals that you can tame, so bear in mind there's spoilers and stuff here. I mean, you shouldn't be watching this if you don't want to be spoiled on any of the content. But anyway, here we're going up. I've got my bear now, that's a bear, and we're trying to get the Bloodfang Sabre-Toothed, which is one of a handful of legendary beasts that you can tame. Normally, to tame an animal, you throw a bit of meat down, and the animal will go over, and you just go over and hold a button. But the legendary ones, they require a bit more. First, you've got to track them, which is a whole mission in and of itself. And then when you track them, it's a boss fight, and you've got to actually defeat them before you can tame them. And the areas where you fight them, there's traps and things that you can set up. And without the traps and things like that, it can be particularly tough to get them hurting. I mean, you saw me there, like plugging arrows into the bastard, and it didn't do anything. I mean, it did something, but it took a long time to register. There was one boss fight, actually. It wasn't one of the legendary creatures, but it was a boss fight against a particular character, and you had to shoot stalactites to make them drop on him, and I didn't realise that. And I did it the hard way with arrows and spears the whole boss fight. It was a nightmare. But yeah, you need crafting materials for the traps as well, all that jazz. All that fun stuff. And of course the fucking tiger runs away like a wanker. That's fine. So you gotta give chase. And that's what these legendary fights are all like this. Very sequential. There's the tracking phase, then the first fight, then you chase them, then all that. I liked them. They were the highlights for me of all the side quests and things. Were these legendary hunts and things like that. Grappling hook. Okay, so... Oh yeah, that's right. It proper ran off. It does actually, yeah. So I'm just trying to remember now. God, I didn't do this too long ago either. Yeah, it only comes out at night, so you've got to... Basically, night's almost over, so I've got to go and sleep it off. This is your daily rewards. When you upgrade your village... your gatherers will put resources in a stash. You can pick that up at any campsite or encampment or base or whatever. Which you use for building your healing items and your weapons and your upgrades and all that shit. All that fucking shit. You know how it goes. Okay. I'm trying to remember exactly what I ended up doing in this area. Okay, yeah, so unlike anything else in the game, unlike any of the other opponents or bosses or creatures or what have you, these things operate on the Borderlands... No, not Borderlands, I sort of mean Bioshock. The Bioshock principle, in that if you die, they'll retain their health, including, whatever health they lost in the last fight. And that's only true of these things. The Bloodfang Sabre-Toothed and the other special animals you can get. So when we see that Sabre-Toothed again, he's going to be pretty fucked up. Make no mistake. Bears are cool. They're pretty cool. They're not my top 10 animals or anything like that. Very few mammals are, if I'm being honest with you. Dogs I like a lot, but I've got to admit, even if a bear isn't in my top 10 animals of all time, it's still a good animal. You look at it and you go, that's a good animal. That's doing all right. They got it right with the bear. It's a solid animal. It's a workaday. Anyway, right, back to the fight. So spears I like. You can throw them. They're more effective when thrown, but I always hate losing them, so I tend to thrust. Although they break, as you see there. Everything's got durability. Your clubs will break and everything else. And you've got limited resources on the shards, like right through there. And I think I just shot the bear there. But yeah, the Bloodfang's nearly done. That was me hoping to get a trap and lure it there, but I actually don't think I use any more traps in this village. It's how I got a lot of its health down before this, this recorded stuff. So let me just sort of finish it off with a smack, and that's taming for you. I say most animals are easier than this. It's just a case of dropping something and going over and taming them. But this was a well-earned thing. It actually, it killed me a couple times as well. That, like I said, that bit's not here, but it was a well-fought battle. And that's us riding. I thought I'd get a little bit of footage of the animal riding in. I thought you'd like that. So we're just going to ruin these guys' night. They thought it was going to be a quiet one. But it wasn't. So yeah, melee combat is it's rather rough. I like it. I like it when you connect with an attack, like it's really vicious. And I just love that. I love that viciousness of it. But I feel like some ability to block or dodge would have been nice and would have given it a little more nuance. But I still enjoy it. So here we are using the outer scout. You don't have binoculars, obviously, because this is ye olden times. So, actually this is proto-ye olde times. People weren't even saying ye olde back then. So you use an owl, you kind of have to suspend your disbelief a bit and be like, oh yeah, okay, you can see through an owl's eyes now. Let's deal with that. Oh yeah, I'm dropping things as well, I don't want that. I've got berserk bombs here and sting bombs, which are basically just bombs full of bees. I love the bees. So basically I went over there, dropped some berserk bombs, which turns enemies against each other. You can see there through the... Because they've been tagged, I can see them through the walls, you know, very much like Far Cry stuff. Crafting more, I enjoy the berserk bombs. It's more fun to watch enemies fight each other, for me. Throwing another one in there. That's what I wanted. The ones with the horns, they're sentries, they'll sound the alarm and stuff, which you don't want. So just threw that berserk bomb over there so that he's got more important things to worry about, like killing everyone else. And yeah. What are we doing here? This is actually this fortress is that was a good shot. This fortress is against an Isilia commander, and I did not include the resolution of the boss battle. Just because, you know, if you are going to play it, then that's for you to enjoy. It's actually one of my favourite characters, this particular enemy, this enemy character whose fortress we're knocking about in. Don't know if you saw that there, the Sabre-Toothed tiger hovering in the air. There's a lot of bugs like that in this. Nothing game-breaking, nothing even as bad as, you know, Red Dead or anything like that, but there are some funny instances where you'll suddenly see someone floating in the air or clipping through something they shouldn't. But I was very satisfied with the way I handled this. It was I'm not a patient. Well, that was bad. Sabre-Toothed tiger killed him before we swooped down, and I've got to wait for the owl to cool down. That's what that logo is in the right there. But I was very pleased with how this whole fight went down. Because normally I get impatient or I miss someone, you know, 9 times out of 10 the owl fails to spot the one dude who spots you. But this was relatively clean, at least up until a certain point. Just scoping everything out, like I was really pleased with this. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna save this video when I'm done, because this is really good gameplay so far. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I forgot halfway through speaking. I get very absent-minded when I've already recorded the footage. It's all this multitasking. I mean, so I get absent-minded when I'm playing and talking at the same time, and I miss obvious fucking things in the game. Very absent-minded person. Hate it. Try not to be. Just stabbed Stone Age Lucius Malfoy. There's one character model that just looks like Stone Age Lucius Malfoy. So, here are some Winja who have been kidnapped. We can go and save them, why not? You rescue things, and there's loads of, you know, events out in the wild of Oros where you can rescue Winja from people, and they add to your village's population, and the more population you get, the more you can upgrade certain facilities and stuff like that. It's all good, all good. I thought that might have been a guard with a torch, but it was just a bit of wood. It was just a bit of wood. fact, I don't know why I kept all this footage. I think I forgot exactly how slow I took it here. So that's fine. Could have cut 5 minutes from this. That's just a basic villager there. They don't really threaten you or anything. I think it's to make you feel like even though they are bad guys, they too have families. So you better think about it. So that was me basically spotting the rest of the enemies up the top there and thinking, well, fuck, that's a good opportunity to throw some berserk bombs down. So backed out of the owl, went into the crafting menu, and here we are. Dropping the bomb. And there's the boss we got there, Rashani, who's now dealing with his subordinates. I like berserk bombs. I enjoy them greatly. So anyway, after what I thought was a masterwork of stealthy activity, it all kind of falls apart here. But I get out of it. It's still fun. Taking it nice and slow. Letting them fight, watching it all go down. Does it fall apart here? I can't even remember. Just watching them fight here. I really should have stopped this recording halfway through. This isn't compelling video. I mean, after this, there's me stabbing a mammoth in the arsehole, so you've got something to look forward to, don't you worry. In fact, this bit is wrapping up now, so I'm going to say my goodbyes and let you enjoy the mammoth on your own. But I do hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed watching me play a bit of Far Cry Primal, or just hearing the sound of my sensuous erotic voice. Maybe that was good for you. In any case, I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye!